Ancient traditions described a work containing the instructions for immortality and the knowledge to command the forces of the universe, the Book of Thoth. To find this text, scholars from over 70 countries have spent centuries scouring the Egyptian sands, directing extensive resources toward archaeological research. This search has focused on a ghost. The text was never buried in the desert, and it was never lost to history. Researcher Kamil Kartal identifies a specific pattern in how this treasure was handled. By declaring the book lost while surrounding it with mysterious clues, the architects of its disappearance ensured it remained visible, yet unread. The physical evidence has persisted in plain view. A false historical narrative removed the ability to recognize the information in front of them. Greek thinkers like Thales, scholars like Pythagoras, and the philosopher Plato traveled to Egypt as migrants. They sought access to a vast established corpus of knowledge that preceded their own civilizations. These scholars absorbed the Egyptian system and, upon returning to Greece, repackaged the wisdom. They presented these concepts to the world as their own original innovations. This page from Aristotle's Historia Animalium provides a direct example. Rather than a new creation, it is a damaged and distorted copy of a pre-existing Egyptian classification system. This systematic appropriation of Egyptian thought erased its original essence. What remained after the Greek incursions was data stripped entirely of its cultural context. Because the core classification systems and philosophical frameworks were adapted directly from this older source, the resulting Greek canon functions as a relocated Egyptian archive. This transformation was achieved through Hellenization. The process involved the conceptual and linguistic alteration of the original material. The Egyptian system was built on an acoustic code. The sounds of the language served as a mnemonic foundation, preserving the depth of the information. The Greeks replaced the original Egyptian names with Hellenized forms. By changing the phonetic structure, they broke the sound-based code required to understand the text. The resulting historical records functioned as a hollow shell. While the physical writing remained, the functional wisdom it once held was no longer accessible. This linguistic shift resulted in cultural genocide. It severed the connection to knowledge that could have accelerated the development of human civilization. The Book of Thoth functioned as a universal atlas of existence. It was a comprehensive map of reality, far removed from pagan magic manuals described in traditional history. This atlas assigned names to every entity and mapped their symbiotic relationships. It tracked how different elements functioned within infinite cosmic cycles. While modern science uses the term nomenclature to describe such a system, the Egyptian version was far more advanced in its reach. The structural codes of this atlas persist within the ancient Egyptian pantheon, visible in the wall paintings and inscriptions left behind. These figures function as designations of class, family, genus, and species. They represent specific scientific data within a grand taxonomic network. Single, paired, or triple synchronized deities map directly into this hierarchy, categorizing the natural world through a taxonomic lens rather than a mythological one. The Greeks took this complex scientific categorization of reality and presented it as a primitive mythology. Reading the atlas again requires restoring the phonetic depth that the Hellenization process removed. Traditional Egyptology has often operated on the misconception that the ancient Egyptian written language lacked vowels. Kartal's research indicates that the language possessed major and minor vowel harmony, sharing a linguistic structure with the Turkish language. These nature-based symbols, birds, snakes, and reeds, reveal a language built on onomatopoeic root syllables. Both ancient Egyptian and Turkish are woven directly from these natural sounds. Applying the structure of the Turkish language to these texts allows the original meaning to surface, turning the hollow records back into a functional atlas. The Book of Thoth survived as a masked, Hellenized, and Latinized record. Its existence was never in doubt, only its contents. To restore this knowledge, the Greek appropriation must be systematically reversed. Deciphering the original essence requires looking past the labels applied by the Hellenes. The pages of this book are classifications.
Its gods are scientific symbols, and its structure is a universal code for the cosmos. The Atlas of Antiquity is no longer lost. It is ready to be read.